Dark side of the stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The K, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens. It's Dark Side of the Stream episode.
Who knows?
I don't know, because once again.
Is it 260 or is that incorrect?
260 again, right?
No, wait a minute.
260 again. Just a backstory. This is not the first nor second time that Tyler's actually screwed up the episode number, but I will say it was hilarious this time because when I came back from lunch, right before Christmas, he goes, I got some bad news. Like, seriously. And I thought it was going to be something like serious.
Like
I
he's
was
pregnant?
Yeah. You're the father. And I was like, oh, God. Come on. What's going on? And he's like, I screwed up the episode number again. And I was like, oh, my God, dude. Whatever. I don't care. Get out of my office.
260.
Fine. I don't care. It's 260. It doesn't matter to me. Honestly, if he really wanted, if you had a mic, he could just yell at us and be like, why don't you guys remember? Why don't you just tell me what it is?
We need to give him mic so he can chime in sometime.
But ultimately, he's the one who writes the episode number every week, so I would assume that he would remember it, but he just doesn't.
Slowly turning into Andy Reid.
Slowly.
He got a new Chiefs jacket
slowly.
on.
Define slowly. I think he's about there, my friend. Anyway, spent enough time gushing over Tyler. This week was my pick for Dark Side of the Stream, the Carmen family murders, which is a pretty crazy story, pretty short and sweet documentary. I wouldn't say sweet, but as I like to do, I look at this documentary and then try and relate it to our lives. I'll ask you first. In your times in L.A. and Hawaii, did you ever hang out with any trust fund babies? People, the kids that had What's the temperature? Like, give me some back. Without putting anyone blast or whatever. Give me some dirt.
A really crazy story, actually. I was. All right, it's kind of a long segment for I started. Okay, I was living in New Orleans, doing radio in New Orleans, and I would go when I'd get done with the radio station. I would skateboard down to the Hard Rock Cafe where my baby mama worked at the time, just my girlfriend, and sit at the bar, wait for her to get off. So I was sitting next to a guy with a beard, and it's kind of scruffy looking guy, and we just kind of started talking. So I started just talk to everybody, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm here for a day or two." He goes, "I'm just hitchhiking around the country and staying at campgrounds, those KOA campgrounds or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome, dude." And I was like, "Man, if you want to go out tonight, we're going out to the Dungeon, which is this like secretive club in New Orleans that only opens after midnight. That actually was a dungeon when they found this thing, right? With cages they had kids in and stuff. Now the cages are for girls to dance in."
In Jay Stevens.
Well, yeah, great place. So, there's a hidden bookcase wall and all this stuff.
Yeah, I've been in those.
So he goes, "Yeah, for sure." So that ended up to us partying all night. I go, "I got a remote in the morning at a Toyota dealership." Take him with me to dealership. We're cracked out of our minds, because we've been up all night doing drugs, right? So then he stays with me for 2 days. Then we go to his campground. They had a pool there. We're swimming and with it. Finally, at the mid-second day, he goes, "Hey, I'm going to shave." And he goes, "But I want to warn you guys, now I look way different." And I'm like, "What's going on here?" Like, okay. And he comes out, and he was like this beautiful guy. And I was like, "All right, what's tripping?" And he's like, then he starts telling me a story that he's like the grandson of some bank, like a major name bank, and he just has tons of money, but he just wants to live as just a normal guy, just hitchhiking around the country, staying at
KOAs.
Yeah.
And did you keep in touch with him?
No, we barely did a little bit after, and then I lost touch. Never.
That was it.
Yeah.
Still doing his thing.
Just a moment in time.
What was his name? First name?
Can't even remember at all.
Golly, man. Well, hey, props to you. Because that guy, even though he has had a lot of help making the dream come true, that is the dream, my friend.
Wild, right?
Going to one town, finding Jay Stevens, hang out for a couple days, just party, and then
it was awesome. He was like, he even told me, he's like, "You guys should make a booklet of or like an ad, like tour guides for like people that want to be like off the beaten path." I had a great time with you guys.
You live there, and that's always
like the secret spots and the cooler things. Except for the Toyota dealership remote at 9 a.m.
Yeah, dude.
On a Saturday.
I remember those days. Horrible. Going down to Branson for those ones. Oh. Anyway, the only trust fund baby that I wouldn't even say he was trust fund was I was friends with Limbaugh's in Cape, like Rush's kid, and his dad was a Supreme Court in Missouri. I think his brother now is prosecuting in that county prosecuting or state DA now. Limbaugh is a musician. He went to L.A., just did that. And I don't know if he still composes films, stuff like that. Mama was a broker, and she made some money. They had a lot of money, but they were, for a lower middle class kid, like it was like, oh my God, you go to their house. They all had their own. Yeah. They're separate. They had a separate phone line.
I knew too, but he was kind of a real screw up, and so he wasn't really getting any of the trust fund. I have a feeling.
Well, on that note, that's what we're talking about today. It's the Carmen Family Murders, Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Jay Stevens, Mike the Intern. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 260. Again, we did the Carmen Family Murders on Netflix.
260 version 2.
Yeah, 260 2.0. And anyway, we talked about trust fund babies, and the reason we did that in the first segment was because essentially that's what this story is centered around. A young man who was, even though it never, because they were never able to convict him in court because he died before the court.
Yeah. That was the crazy plot twist on this one. I mean, spoiler alert. I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, he's gone. I knew about it because I kind of remember when this happened because it was kind of a crazy story. It was just like, but I didn't know about it until the boat thing. Like, I didn't know about the grandfather thing, but it got on my radar after the boat thing.
And slightly autistic guy, right? This kid as well.
Kid's a trust fund baby. His grandfather, who is in his 80s, was kind of a self-made real estate guy.
Greek immigrant.
And he was in the Connecticut, so dudes, millions and millions of dollars. Again, Greek, so big family. But all of his daughters, there were 3 sisters, something like that, 3 or 4 sisters. Yeah. They're all going to make a lot of money, and so basically, the story starts with the grandfather is horribly shot and killed in his bed while he's sleeping, and the last person to see him alive is the grandson, who tells a story about how he went to dinner with his grandfather, and then he came home, and then the grandfather's girlfriend called him about some weird.
His timeline was weird.
That was strange.
He had purchased a gun not too long
It's almost
ago
as if
before.
when you watch actual really good policemen, and the best cops are always the ones that do a really good job listening, because when people are lying, they always want to try and fill in gaps with information, and there was so much more given initially. That was, for me, the first red flag. All the details about how the end of him seeing his grandfather after he took him home and all that stuff. There was a lot of information that was kind of given where it was like, wait a minute, you could just be like, I just took my grandfather out to dinner, and then he can't see very well.
That's
so
what
I drove
you probably
home.
would have said.
That's what a normal person would say.
No, I took him on.
Now again, this guy obviously was autistic. His father claimed. Did they actually have clinical?
I don't know about that, but the kid was definitely a little off.
Oh, he's definitely off, and it wasn't. There was a lot of people in his life.
And his answers were very like he read some law books or something like that.
Well, and that's also why they were talking about his autism, was that they're like, oh my God, he's a monster because he could kill someone and have no emotion.
Cut and dry and exact sentences.
Autistic people, they don't respond social cues. They don't have the same responses. It's all over the place.
His grandpa dies. The money's getting dispersed.
Well, so the grandpa dies. They go to him and they go, well, do you got any kind of rifles or anything? He goes, oh, I got a shotgun. And then they find out.
Air gun, right?
An BB gun. And then they find out, oh, actually, he did have an AR
that he bought,
but he lost it a couple days after that. So but then, and this was 2013 or something, they're like, we don't got enough evidence. Screw it. Right. Everyone's screaming at him and screaming at law like, this kid's no good. It's him. His parents still defending him because it's their kid.
Mom really defending him.
And even the father after this whole thing. They defend him, and the DA says, no go. But that wasn't the end of the story, and we'll continue that next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream, Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens, watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 101.7 The K, the Springfield's pure classic rock. It's Jay Stevens. I'm Mike the Intern, and we're discussing the Carmen family murders on Netflix. So, guys, grandfather dies under very mysterious circumstances.
So the money now comes down to the sisters.
I think it was like 5 to 10, like something. It was like under 10 million that each one of them got. Yeah. Still, it's life changing.
Hefty money.
I mean, if I think on that part of the country, especially in like Connecticut, though, 10 million's like us. You know, like this is what we live in Springfield. That's what you got to make to live in Connecticut.
Baby money there, I guess.
And so, despite everyone else like looking at this story and going, "Man, he probably killed his grandfather," nothing comes about. And then about 3 years later, there was another accident. This one involved his mother.
They went fishing.
They went fishing on a boat, and they're gone, missing. Then, miraculously, he's found.
After 7 days at sea.
Supposedly.
Dude.
Supposedly.
No way was this dude.
There was a guy.
This dude was fresh when they found him.
There was a guy who said, like, I saw people that were trying to get into the country from Haiti, like that were on the ocean for like 4 days, 5 days, and they look like those Help Africa commercials that you saw in the 90s.
You can't
where it was like these people were in severe famine, and he's like, they're so weak, and this guy gets out, he's like, yeah, I've been in the. It's like,
there's no way this dude was not some fit triathlete or anything. There's no way he was out there for 7 days on this little raft.
This time. Someone, I mean, I think
it's when the insurance company looked into it. That's when stuff went south.
Well, that part of it. Also, I think the way that, like with the murder thing, that only involves the jurisdiction of either the sheriffs or the police in that jurisdiction. When this happens, it involves the Coast Guard, law enforcement. There's a lot of eyes on this thing now. It's not like a federal international case.
He said the boat sank,
but you see what I'm saying? Like now you got a lot of people looking at this. And when
insurance companies, they have unlimited resources to investigate things.
Well, on top of the fact that after all this went down, like the sisters had to invoke it's called the Slayer Rule, which basically means that if you have been involved or convicted of the murder of someone, that you cannot benefit from
their death,
i.e. the inheritance, or I guess writing a book would be a certain case. Like a serial killer can't just put out, I killed all these people and make money off of it. Yeah, man. Well, because what's stopping Tyler from going on a killing spree and be like, you know what,
screw it, taking our empire.
Screw it. I'll look like a king in prison, but I'll be a millionaire. I'm
gonna write all these records,
and then eventually I'm gonna just, I'll have so much money.
Me, Tyler.
You know what I mean? Like that would, I think, invoke some bad.
So that's
actors.
why these killers can't write stories of like.
Well, they can write stories. They can do anything they want.
But
they cannot financially gain off of that.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
I did not know this.
For all the true crime stuff, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I didn't know this.
I mean, think about it. I mean, how many people have done really shady stuff?
Look what we're learning.
Shady stuff that got away with it. That
then you write a book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I think, because like if the OJ book, for example, if I had done it, whatever, all of her family got it. The two that got killed got all the they get all the proceeds from that stuff, anything they gain, which makes perfect sense. Ultimately, the jig is up. They find out that this dude is no good.
His stories aren't matching up. Timelines aren't matching up.
He trying to get
the boat
money.
Sank. His mom sank with the boat, and
she was an expert swimmer. They knew where they were.
Yeah,
the life raft thing failing.
They found him way out where he shouldn't have been.
It's the
long story short, stuff didn't add up.
Ultimately, he would be arrested. Now, the crazy thing again, and
spoiler alert,
God love him, 6 years have to go by before they finally charge him. I mean, it was 16 to 22.
Long time, man.
So they had to just follow him in his spending and going through the insurance and all that stuff to then say, okay, it looks like, et cetera, which inevitably they did. And before they could go to trial, he committed suicide.
Yeah, plot twist. All of a sudden, boom, he killed himself in jail, and then over.
No trial, no nothing.
I was like, whoa, okay, that came out of nowhere, but okay.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but because I was kind of like, okay, he's obviously in, or it's going to be like he comes on camera like, I didn't kill.
Yeah,
I was waiting for one of those.
Yeah.
I was waiting for one of those, but that didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
They supposedly found a suicide note in there, but wasn't a suicide note. It was just his notes that he was writing from his legal team, which is weird. Like, I wonder if like he's just sitting in his cell reading that going, oh, I'm screwed. And then,
I guess, man.
Weird story. We'll come back with our reviews of it next. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.
Dark Side of the Stream. Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens. Watching documentaries so you don't have to. 104.7 The Cave.
Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, back in the studio one more time. It's Dark Side of the Stream, episode 260, 2.0. This week we did the Carmen family murders. I give it straight 3. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking 3.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Cool. It was an easy watch. It was suspenseful.
Didn't tell me anything I didn't already know about.
See, I didn't know anything about
blue
it. So
blood.
It was good. That's why I read
money
these.
People and their offspring being awesome.
For my
people.
pick, I've been holding off on this one for a while, but I finally watched it all, and it's worth a watch. The Reckoning, P. Diddy, the documentary. It's cool because 50 Cent produced this thing.
Oh, yeah, he hated
50 Cent put him on blast.
Yeah, oh, big
Got
time.
some footage, behind-the-scenes footage from somebody in P. Diddy's camp.
But the thing about this is,
together.
like, 50 had been screaming this stuff for years.
And
before it finally, and then obviously other people, but like, he had been, and everyone's like, oh, he's a gangster, he's been shot 20 times. All you get to say this guy's got to say. But ultimately, he was right.
And it's better than I thought it would be. And just to watch the whole thing, just to get through the part, the interview with the male gigolo that Diddy hired, that part is worth gold right there.
It's because Jay Stevens really wishes he could go down that career path.
I
but
could do it. I could.
Oh, you got at least 5-10 years.
I still think I could.
Yeah.
Hop up on some Viagra and just come on.
Do you think Jordan would be down if the money was there? If you were like,
do you think that she would?
Do you think she'd be down?
Do you think Jordan would be down?
I'm asking you. If the money was there.
I 100% think that she would not be down at all.
Even if the money was there?
And there'd be a documentary about me dying is what there would be. And you guys would, the biggest plot twist of all, she would come in and do Darkstream for you on a documentary that she killed me.
I got the perfect title, Gigolo and Gone at 55, the Jay Stevens story. Yeah. This is Dark Side of the Stream. You can watch us do this on Facebook or YouTube live every Thursday at 9 a.m. Download it for free as a podcast on our 104.7 The Cave app, or I play it during my show at 9. He does it at 6. And again, I'm Mike the Intern. That's Jay Stevens. Reminding you, we watch movies,
documentaries so you don't have to.
It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.